Area 51 is the US's home for the development and testing of top-secret next-generation aircraft and technology systems. Projects based at Area 51 might never be revealed to the public, leading to an incredible array of rumors and conspiracy theories from the public.
But would it surprise you that Disney has their very own facility dedicated to the research and development of top-secret technology? On today's episode of Disney Declassified, we're going to take a peek behind the curtain of Disney's very own Area 51,
Imagineering's research and development building just up the freeway from Disneyland. But before we get to that, we need to understand what Disney Imagineering is and how it all started. In the early 1950s, Disneyland was Walt's main focus. It took some convincing, but the studio allowed Walt to plan for his park just under a new business name. He formed Walt Disney Inc. in 1952 with the sole purpose of designing his theme park, originally called Mickey Mouse Park.
If you want to learn more about Mickey Mouse Park, we have a video that goes in detail about where it would have been, what rides it would have had, the differences between it and Disneyland, and a whole lot more. Click the link in the corner if you want to check it out.
Walt Disney Inc., or WDI for short, originally worked out of a small building situated right next to the main studio. Walt pulled his favorite artists and animators to work at WDI, and he quickly ended up spending most of his time there.
Fast forward several years, and WDI, then named WED and officially a part of Walt Disney Productions, was working at a much larger facility all their own.
Walt led the team in creating every attraction at Disneyland, and while he heavily relied on the artists employed there, his hand was very much present in every project. He was extremely hands-on, which led to problems within the company when he passed away. An identity crisis developed at WDI, with the artists and engineers unsure how to move forward without their central creative voice. The major project at the time was the Haunted Mansion, and without Walt, finishing the ride proved extremely difficult. You can check out our video all about the history of the Haunted Mansion if you want to learn more. Essentially though, the Haunted Mansion was a landmark ride that proved to the Imagineers that they could create incredible experiences all in a world without Walt Disney.
WED was renamed Walt Disney Imagineering in 1986, and they can be credited with a long list of technological innovations over their history.
Among many other firsts include the very first steel roller coaster, audio animatronics, 3D projection, and many, many more.
Now, as you might imagine, a lot of the work done by Imagineering needs to be kept very secret. And for that reason, they need a facility that they can keep incredibly secure. A place where they can design attractions and experiences for 5, 10, even 20 years or more down the road.
That facility is Walt Disney Imagineering Research and Development. Located in Glendale among lots of other Disney corporate offices, this building is where Disney's magic is created. And while there's no way to know exactly what's being developed inside this building, we have one major clue.
Disney Research Hub. It's a YouTube channel that frequently uploads essay videos showcasing technological concepts developed by different Disney research teams.
While it's safe to say that this channel only shares content Disney doesn't deem secret, it does provide us with a glimpse of what attractions and experiences they're working on for the far future.
The first technology that I want to talk about that Disney's placing a lot of emphasis on is augmented reality.
Augmented reality, or AR for short, relies on a technological interface, in this case a guest smartphone, to superimpose graphics and animations onto the real world. The technology behind augmented reality already exists. In fact, you can download AR-capable apps on your phone right now, but the ways Disney is planning on using it is extremely innovative.
First, it looks like Imagineering is developing AR applications for mobile games and experiences outside of the theme parks.
They've demonstrated the ability to animate video game characters in real time based on the movements of your phone. Imagine getting a Disney playset and then navigating your favorite character through its features.
And while this is definitely pretty cool, it doesn't even come close to Disney's biggest AR project that they've revealed so far, Magic Bench.
Magic Bench is a literal bench where guests can sit and interact with their favorite animated Disney characters. The bench is situated in front of a large screen, which is where you'd be able to see the character, likely in a meet and greet experience. Just seeing the character isn't where it stops though. The bench is loaded with technology to give you the experience of actually feeling the character sitting right next to you. Not only that, but Disney has demonstrated the ability to animate these characters autonomously. This differs from existing 3D character meet and greets, such as Turtle Talk with Crush, as those experiences require a puppeteer backstage to control the movements and animations of the characters on screen. A system that autonomously animates an on-screen character is much different, and that while a voice actor is still needed backstage, the character's movements and animations wouldn't need to be controlled. It would react to both the audience and the voice actor's performance to generate an animation that matches the character and the context of the conversation. This wouldn't serve just to make the animations more genuine and interesting, but it would add a ton of realism to the Magic Bench technology.
As incredible as AR is going to be when Disney fully incorporates it into their parks, I want to talk about something even cooler: Disney's use of robots.
Disney has already introduced their first autonomous robots into their parks, with droids starting to operate at Galaxy's Edge. They recently started testing R2-D2 at Disneyland to see how audiences interact with droids, and the results have been extremely impressive. The R2-D2 they've been testing differs from other home-built Star Wars droids and robots, as this R2-D2 is autonomous, which means it is not controlled by someone backstage. It's programmed to interact with guests completely on its own, and an entire group of such droids might someday be seen roaming around Galaxy's Edge.
A look back at Disney's channel shows us that these tests with R2-D2 are just the tip of the iceberg with Disney's plans for guest interactions with robots.
They've published a couple of videos involving the development of soft robots, which seems to indicate direct robot physical interaction with guests. They've also shown technology that would help in building autonomous flexible robots, like fish, as well as technology allowing them to create robots that walk on 2 feet. And not only are they demonstrating the technology to physically create these types of robots, they've also shown an interest in developing software that learns.
As you might imagine, a large part of the difficulty in developing robots for Disney's use isn't the robots themselves, it's the software that drives them. There are an infinite number of ways that a guest might choose to interact with a robot, and a team of programmers can't anticipate for each one.
That's where machine learning comes in. Disney is developing software that learns with input from the outside world. In this sample video, Disney is showing a capability of a robot with a single leg to learn how to move. That technology itself isn't groundbreaking, but the implications it could have on Disney's parks and properties is incredible. Imagine a world where you're walking through a Disney park and you see Flounder swimming with Ariel, or a life-size, full-metal Iron Man robot strolling through the park. This kind of experience would change everything. No longer would Disney character experiences need to rely on costumes and performers. The characters themselves could come to life.
And that leaves us with what is unquestionably my favorite technology showcased by Disney Research, Stuntronics.
Current animatronics are limited to a single position. Stuntronics will change that forever. Disney has produced robots that can fly through the air and perform acrobatics. The implications that this could have on Disney parks and experiences is enormous. It's easy to imagine how these robots might fit in directly to the different shows around the Disney parks, but imagine how they could be used in some of the rides. Imagine you're riding Pirates of the Caribbean and a ship gets hit with a cannon, causing a Stuntronic to go flying and into the water. Or imagine you're on Indiana Jones, and Indy himself needs to jump off a cliff to avoid getting crushed. These are just a couple of quick ideas on how Stuntronics could forever change the realism and immersion of Disney rides, and the technology seems just around the corner.
Now, for this video, I just went over a couple of my favorite technologies showcased by the Disney Research Hub YouTube channel. And while they'll definitely be game changers for the parks, they aren't exactly top secret.
But there is a way to peel back the curtain and see what Disney is actually working on in secret, and we'll go over some of those truly far-off ideas in another episode. So be sure to subscribe for that and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again real soon on the next episode of Disney Declassified.